Hello, Jim Henderson here, wanting to show you a good way to get pictures from a memory stick or from your computer into ProPresenter 6, making them into slides. This is the easiest way I've found to do it. The problem is that if you want to just drag them into a document, you have to make a slide for each one, drag them in one by one, and then they come in as backgrounds, which will continue. So when you go on to the next slide, the background will still be there. We want to bring them in as foreground images. So I'll show you how to do that. First of all, let's make a new document. I'm going to click on the arrowhead beside the plus down here and come to New Document. There, click on New Document. And it needs to have a name. I'm going to call it Sample Pictures. You see that the size is going to be 1920 by 1080, and that's what our projector uses at church. And that's a 16 by 9 image for each one. So I've made my document, and there's its first slide. What I need to do next is to go to the View menu and come down and turn on the video and image bin. And there's a shortcut for that. As you can see, it is Control V. So I'll click on that. And then the video and image bin appears here. You can see that there are background images there already. I don't have any foreground images. I'm going to make a new playlist. So down at the bottom here, I'm going to click on that drop down arrowhead. I'm going to say New Playlist. And it's highlighted already, so I can just type over its name. I'm going to call it Sample Pictures. And the text is black on dark blue, so it's very hard to read until you're finished. Then you can read it. Now I want to find the pictures and drag them in here. Now the pictures that I have are all different shapes and sizes. So what I did, I used Keynote, which is the Mac equivalent of PowerPoint. You can use PowerPoint as well. And I've got a black slide here. Here I've got a picture which is 16 by 9. And then here I have a 4 by 3 picture. You notice that when I put that into a slide inside Keynote, and PowerPoint would do the same, it gives us the letterbox effect with black on each side. We don't want to stretch that out to 16 by 4, otherwise everybody will look very fat. And the next one is an up and down one. It's a 9 by 16 picture, and so we get very wide black margins at the right and left hand sides. Again, we don't want to stretch it to fill, because the baby would then be very, 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 very fat. Now, PowerPoint and Keynote both have the same feature that you can export. And I'm going to export to images. The dialogues would be a bit different in the two programs, but you need to work out what to do. I'm going to do all the pictures. I'm going to make them JPEGs of high quality, and I'm going to go next, and then I need to choose where to put them, and they're going to be called Sample Pictures to import to ProPresenter 6, because that's what the Keynote file was called, and I can navigate to where I want to put them, and then I go export. I've done that already, so let me show you where they are. I have a Finder window set up here. That's the same as the File System Explorer in Windows. And here they are, 01 sample, 02 sample, and so on. I had to put these numbers in at the beginning to make sure that they would come out in the correct order when they are imported. So let's go back now to ProPresenter. And what I'm going to do is to select all these. Click there. You can go Control A on a Windows machine or Command A on a Mac to select them all. And then I'm going to drag them, and in they go there. Click back here. Now I need to make sure that these are foreground images. So with one of them selected, I'll go Command A again to select all of them, and then I shall right click one of them and say Set to Foreground. And that makes them all be foreground images. They're still all selected, so I can drag them up in there, and there they are. 01 sample, 02 sample, 03 sample, and 04 sample. I could delete this black slide if I want to, or I can leave it there. Or I could copy the standard black slide which clears the backgrounds, etc., into that position. So then when I want to show the slides, I can step through those. And there's the 16:9 picture, and there is the 4:3 picture with its black borders here. And here is the 9:16 picture with its very wide black borders. So that's the procedure that I use to produce pictures as slides inside ProPresenter 6 when somebody brings me a bunch of JPEG images.